Welcome to how to create a populated street scene using Acticore and Unreal free assets. I'm Jonathan Lamb, a digital artist with over 10 years of experience, and in this video we'll take you through step by step how to download and add these free models and animations and then add them to your Unreal project. So let's start by going over what assets we need to complete the tutorial. You'll find links to all the assets you need to follow along in the description below. You'll need your own copy of Unreal Engine, which you can download for free from their website. You'll also need a Reallusion membership, which you'll need to access the free models and animations. And then you'll need to add the procedural building generator to your account. And then finally, auto setup for Unreal Engine will be needed to allow you to import all the free assets into your project. Once you have created your account and signed in to Reallusion, let's go ahead and enter Acticore by going to Products and then selecting the Acticore service here. And then once that opens up, here on the front page of the website, you can see some offers and videos explaining how to use Acticore. Now in the top menu bar here, we want to select either actor or motion buttons to browse through everything that Acticore has to offer. So let's start with introducing our 3D character by clicking on the Acticore button. Now by default, you'll see all the items available. Now to narrow this down, we need to select the free category here. And this will narrow all the selections down to the only models that are available to us for free. So let's go ahead and select one of these models here. And to add this to our account, all we need to do is simply click on the Add to Cart button, which should be located on the bottom right here. Now I've already got this actor in my account, so the button has changed to Download Actor. Now to download our free animations, the same thing applies. Just go over to the Motion button over on the top menu here. Select the Free button here. And then now you'll see all the free animations which are available to choose from. Now again, select the animation that you want to use. Now for this particular tutorial, we're going to use Walk Relaxed. So click on Walk Relaxed here, and you'll see instantly this animation has been applied to the character that we selected previously. Again, to add this to your account, simply click on the Add to Cart button at the bottom here. Now to download your animations and your model, simply click on the Download button here once all the animations and characters you wanted has been added into your account. So let's go ahead and click on the Download button. And then all we have to do from here is click on the model which we want to add the animation to, and then click Next. Make sure that the target application has been set to Unreal, and then click on the Download button. Now in order to import our characters and animations, we need to download and install Auto Setup for Unreal Engine. To do this, go to the Acticore main page and select the Learn button on the top right here, and then click on Supported Software. This will take you to a page that contains the download links to various software here. So let's go ahead and select Unreal Engine, and then click on the big green download button to download the auto setup for Unreal Engine to your computer, and then simply install the software. Once installed, simply go to the Reallusion folder, open up Shared Plugins, Auto Setup, select Unreal, and then you'll see that there are 3 different folders, each for a different version of Unreal. For this tutorial, we'll be using the folder called 4.27. However, this process should be the same for other versions of Unreal as well. So open up the folder that you want to use, and then keep in mind the 2 folders here called Content and plugins. Now for the next part of the tutorial here, we're going to open up the Epic Games Launcher, go to your library here under Unreal Engine, and then click on the launch button here to launch Unreal Engine. Now we're going to create a new project in Unreal by selecting the category Games, then clicking on Next, then selecting third person here for the templates, and then go ahead and choose a project name and location for your project. Once you've clicked on the Create Project button, you'll now be greeted with a base project to use. So in this project here, we're just going to remove some of these elements which we won't be using. So let's go ahead and remove this coin here, and then let's remove the third person text here as well. Excellent. Once you've done that, go ahead and click on File and save your project like so. And then back in the Epic Games Launcher, what we'll want to do is we want to go ahead and find your project, which is located here. Right click on that and then select Show in Folder. This will open up a folder where your project is located. And then from there, open up the Auto Setup for Unreal folder again, and then click and drag the content and plugins folder into your Unreal project, like so. So let's continue. And then once we've done that, go ahead and open up your project in Unreal again. And then you'll find that the plugin has successfully been added into your project. So let's go ahead and search for it here. And you'll see here that we have Character Creator and iClone Auto Setup enabled. So make sure that enabled has been selected. And then once we've done that, go into the content browser at the bottom here, go to the content folder, right click, select new folder, and then name this new folder CC. Now this is where we'll be placing all our models and animations into. So let's go ahead and open up that folder here like so. And then what we're going to do from here is click, drag and drop our content into this folder. Now here you'll see that we have unzipped all of our characters and animations. So let's go ahead and open up one of these folders here. Select the actor for our character, and then open up all the folders until you reach an FBX file for our character. So just go ahead and click and drag it into our content folder like so. Select standard shader, and then in the FBX import options here, in animation length, go ahead and select import animations, and then instead of exported time, select animated time like so, and then select import, and this will import your character to your project. Excellent. So once that's been done, you'll see that we have all the files associated with our character here. Next, we'll want to add the animation. So let's go back to our Windows Explorer here, and then under the folder that we've downloaded here for our character, select the motion folder, click on the animation that you want to import. So we're going to import the walk relaxed loop file here, and then simply click and drag it into our content folder like so. Now, instead of the standard shader, we can just simply cancel that as it's just an animation. And then under FBX import options, just select import. Excellent. So now once this has been imported, simply click and drag the animation into our scene like so. And you'll see that it has been added to our scene project. Excellent. So with the animation selected in the World Outliner panel, you can see here that we can have these options in the Details panel here. So under the animation mode, select Use Animation Asset, and this will allow us to use the different animations that we have imported into the project. Now, because we only have one animation here, we can only select one. Scroll down and you'll also see that we have a mesh selection here. So here we can go ahead and add different models to our animation. Now again, since we only have one model, this is the only one that we can use for our animation. So let's go ahead and add more models to our project so that we can change the model for our animation and also populate the scene. So now you can see that we've added more models to our contents folder and also more animations here. So we've added a catwalk animation. So let's go ahead and click and drag this new animation to our scene like so. And with that selected in our World Outliner panel, let's go ahead and change the mesh. So select the mesh here, and then we can change it. So let's just go ahead and bring this up so you can see. And now we can change it to a new model like so. So let's go ahead and select the Party F model, and you'll see here that the model has changed, and this can apply to all the different models that we have downloaded to our project. Excellent. So just go ahead and click and drag all of these models and animations into our project like so, selecting them and then changing their models so that they fit the scene. And then if we want to turn them, just go ahead and go to the transform options here, and then under rotation we can go ahead and select a value here. So let's go ahead and turn it 90 degrees so that it faces us, and same for this one. So we can turn this one 100 degrees like so, and just play about with the different transform options, moving them around your scene to where you want them. Excellent. Now that we have our characters populating the scene, next we want to import some assets from the Unreal Marketplace. So go to the Unreal Marketplace here, and then once that has loaded, go ahead and select the free tab here, and then select permanently free collection. In this section, you'll see all the free assets available for you to download into your account, including a number of free environment assets for your scene. Now in this tutorial, we're going to be using the procedural building generator. So click on that and then click add to cart or add to project if you've already downloaded it into your library. And then once that's been downloaded to your library, just find it in the vault here and then click on add to project, and then select the project that you want to add it to. Once it's been added to your project, go to Content, and then select the Procedural Building Generator folder. Then go to Prefabs, and then select any of the 3 prefabs here to click and drag into your scene, like so. And then you'll see that you have added a wall to your scene. Excellent. So from here, just simply use the navigation widget to bring it to a suitable location in your scene, like so. And then you may want to add more walls to this. So you can see here that we've got a spline located on the bottom left of our wall. Simply click and hold Alt on the keyboard, drag it to extend the wall like so. And you may use the top view here, which might be a little bit easier. So click and hold Alt to drag the spline along to build your wall. And then once you're happy with the way that it looks, in the details section here, we'll need to go ahead and scroll down, and then under General, go to Close Spline to close it off, like so. Straighten up that wall here, and then just go back to the default viewport, or the perspective mode first, and then go to default viewport or cinematic viewport here to see what it looks like. Excellent. And then from there, just simply continue to add characters to your scene and buildings to your scene until your scene is finished. Excellent. And that's how you create a populated street scene using ActorCore and Unreal free assets. Feel free to use other characters or animations available in ActorCore, and remember to check out the scenes and assets available in the Unreal Marketplace to add to your scene. If you liked this video and would like to see more, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified of any new and inspiring videos. If you're looking to learn even more, check out some of the other tutorials in this channel. Have fun, and I'll see you next time on Tuts Plus.